When you're charging your phone or turning on the light, you should thank a genius named Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla was born on June 10, 1856, in the town of Smiljan, that nowadays located in Croatia, into a very religious family. During childbirth, his midwife said, "This child would be a child of darkness," to which his mother replied, "No, he will be a child of light." His father was a priest, and being a priest was their family's official profession. At that time, finding a job was very difficult. It was either becoming a priest or joining the army. Of course, the Tesla family wanted Tesla to become a priest, but his interest was elsewhere. He went to Karlovac to continue his studies there. Due to his physics teacher, he became very interested in electricity. After high school, he returned to his village, and in the same year, he contracted cholera. This disease lasted for 9 months and almost took him to the brink of death. His father prayed that if Tesla survived, he would allow him to go to university and study electricity. He survived, and in 1875, he went to Graz University of Technology in Austria. After a year, he becomes addicted to gambling and loses all his money. At the same time, exams were approaching and he was not prepared to take them. He was expelled from university and spent a year in Austria writing petitions. His family was unaware of his whereabouts until Tesla's father finally found him. But Tesla was not willing to return home, ashamed of losing his money. His estate in Austria had to come to an end, and the police had taken him to residence. He managed to leave with the help of his uncles. After some time, Tesla found a job for himself at one of Edison's branches in Paris. Finally, Tesla was able to reach his passion, which was electricity. A few years earlier, Edison has been able to mass-produce light bulbs. It should be noted that Edison did not invent the light bulb. It had been invented 100 years earlier. With his business acumen, Edison was able to mass-produce it and bring it to fruition. 2 years later, in 1884, after being hired, Tesla's boss promotes him to go to New York City. His boss was very satisfied with Tesla and wanted him to come to America with him. Tesla took advantage of this opportunity and went to America. Tesla was working on alternating current or AC flow at the time. At that time, all energy in factories was produced by steam engines, and it was planned to build electric motors to supply factories with this energy. Edison was working on direct current or DC at the time. From here on, the war between AC and DC currents is about to begin. After working in Edison's factory for 6 months, he was very pleased with Tesla, who was deeply engrossed in working on AC current. Then Edison presented a challenge, saying that they had a broken ship generator which has been out of order for a while. He said he would give $50,000 to anyone who could fix it. At that time, this amount was a lot of money. In the end, Tesla solved the generator problem and asked for the reward from Edison. Edison, with a smirk, said, "It seems like you don't know us Americans. We are jokers by nature." After this incident, Tesla left Edison's factory. Tesla met with 2 investors named Robert Lane and Benjamin Valley, who were working on electrical energy. Tesla had good ideas and also some aces up his sleeve. Edison had incandescent bulbs, while Tesla had early models of fluorescent bulbs that were both brighter and more cost-effective. These 2 investors used these ideas. It was a time of transformation, and everyone wanted to quickly move away from steam energy and bring electricity into their homes. Lane and Valley make good money from this idea, but they don't give anything to Tesla. After this period, Tesla became very poor and had to work as a laborer digging trenches for the Edison company's wiring projects, earning just $2 a day. By chance, he met 2 other investors named Alfred Brown and Charles Pick. These 2 individuals became familiar with Tesla's ideas and were very impressed. The year 1888 was a year of current wars, a war that was supposed to revolutionize the world. In this year, it was planned to electrify the entire United States. They put out a competition, and whoever could win would pocket a good amount of money. 3 companies, Edison, Thomson Houston, and Westinghouse, participated in the competition. Westinghouse, the company Tesla was working with, gave Tesla $60,000 and say they would pay him $2.50 for each horsepower of energy consumed. The Thomson and Edison companies for using DC motors. These DC motors were limited because they required many devices to be close to each other for lighting up a small area, consuming a lot of energy and being very expensive. On the other hand, AC reduces cost by half and can transmit electricity over longer distances. Wolt also approved Tesla's plan. Edison realizes that if the competition continues in this manner, he has no chance, and Tesla will win. He decides to use a different approach. Edison portrays AC dangerous and claims that AC is deadly. Due to Edison's strong public belief and significant influence in the government, he had a great impact on people and society. Edison would electrocute animals using AC powers, causing them to die. He even experimented with elephants and horses, conducting terrifying executions. With this, he aimed to hurt people's feelings and went a step further by approaching prisoners on the death row. The first electric shock device was invented by Edison in a very gruesome manner. However, Tesla did not sit idle and tried to educate people by speaking the truth and emphasizing the importance of using electricity properly, highlighting that electricity could be both dangerous and beneficial. Tesla designed an experiment to prove his point called the Tesla coil. In this experiment, he passed millions of volts of electricity through his body and held a light bulb in his hand, causing it to light up without any harm coming to him. With this demonstration, he proved to everyone that we can harness electricity safely. Tesla emerged victorious in this competition. The other 2 companies merged and continued to push for direct current or DC power distribution. These 2 companies merged with each other, excluding Edison from his ranks. They merged into a single company called General Electric, which remains in existence today. Edison retired completely, a man with remarkable business capabilities, bringing many past inventions to public use that others could not. He was also a prolific inventor of the gramophone, motion picture camera, and photography, a very popular and influential figure. Let's continue with Tesla's project. Tesla quickly became instrumental in electrifying the entire United States. Through his contract, he was growing wealthier each day. Westinghouse has no experience with such contracts or projects and gradually faced financial difficulties. When Tesla realized this, he said, "My goal is not money. My goal is to illuminate the world entirely and make electricity accessible to everyone." He terminated his contract from here, and many things changed. He could have made a fortune from this contract. Tesla had nearly 300 inventions. However, many of his inventions were mistakenly attributed to others. One of his most famous inventions was the radio, mistakenly credited to Marconi as its inventor. Tesla had actually invented the radio a year before Marconi did. Tesla succeeded in guiding a boat using radio waves witnessed by several people. Tesla did not pursue the registration of his achievement, knowing that others were stealing his invention, but it was not important to him. Ultimately, Marconi won the Nobel Prize. Another Tesla's inventions, or rather discoveries, was X-rays. Several years before this invention was registered, Tesla managed to take X-ray images of his hand using X-rays and had developed both the initial idea and the complete invention. However, this invention was ultimately registered under Röntgen's name. Another of Tesla's inventions was the hydroelectric generator. He had successfully built the first hydroelectric generator on Niagara's Fall, which could power an entire city. Between 1890 and 1896, Tesla ventured into wireless technology. Tesla's next goal was wireless communication. His dream was to provide electricity to the entire world wirelessly without the need for wires. He envisioned a powerful energy that could electrify the whole world. For this purpose, he went to a small town and set up a laboratory, receiving $4.5 million from one of his investor friends. At that time, Tesla's financial situation wasn't very promising, and he wanted to conduct experiments with his Tesla coil at its peak. These experiments involved high voltage and current, which didn't harm his body, but he faced challenges in his calculations. The amount of energy decreased over long distance. He was able to keep a light bulb illuminated without it being connected to a power source at a close distance. Because of this idea, he planned to illuminate an entire city in the same manner. So, he constructed a large Tesla coil. However, as mentioned, Tesla had calculation problems and even caused a city-wide blackout once. The project faced heavy setbacks. In the same year, in 1915, the Nobel Academy announced that Tesla and Edison could jointly receive the Nobel Prize in Physics, but neither accepted, and the Academy decided to award it to William Burke, who had researched on X-rays. These were waves discovered by Tesla himself. Tesla spent a lot of time in his laboratory. He devoted his entire life to work and was said to have reached a point where he stayed awake in his laboratory for 84 hours straight. He never married, had peculiar habits, a fear of microbe, and an obsession with the numbers 3, 6, and 9. It seems Tesla may have had an OCD, which later in life affected his work. Tesla was a polite, intelligent person, almost an angel with scientific knowledge. However, he had some problematic theories. For instance, he ridiculed overweight individuals. But his biggest flaw was a concept called eugenics. Eugenics claimed that the best way to improve society is by eliminating undesirable elements. It's an evolved theory from Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, suggesting that superior races should prevail over inferior individuals. These theories are now known to be entirely baseless and are considered hidden racism disguised as science. One of Tesla's most famous stories is from 1934, when he claimed to have created an extraordinary weapon called the death ray, discovered in 1880. This project resembled science fiction films. With the help of mercury and electricity, it could destroy objects by firing electricity at them. In the end, Tesla became reclusive and poor. He wasn't very social, had a strong affinity for birds, and spent a lot of time with them later in life. Tesla died at the age of 86 in 1943 due to injuries from a taxi accident and refusing medical attention. Before his funeral, the FBI seized his belongings to investigate if his inventions posed a threat. They sent the information to a professor named John G. Trump. He reported that none of Tesla's projects pose a threat. John D. Trump is the uncle of the former president of the United States, Donald Trump. Could John D. Trump have decided to give the death ray as an inheritance to his nephew? Despite illness, financial shortage, and lack of support, Tesla never lost hope. He never stopped changing the world. Although some of his inventions never worked, he put all his effort into revolutionizing the world. So right now, that we're at the end of the video, I want you to think about how much Tesla is a part of our lives by remembering his quotation. The present is theirs, the future for which I really worked for is mine. Fortunately, today we know that he was absolutely right. Thanks for being with me till the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also press the notification bell. See you all in the next video. Bye-bye!